Hello, welcome. This is a daily loot video. First things first, the transfer bids. Just for reference, if anyone's watching this for the first time, we're playing this game. It's 90 Minute Fever. It's on Steam. It's free to play. We got two bids. I think we probably just sell Chapper. Maybe we sell a Krieg. I'm not sure. I think the problem is let's have a look at Chapper. So we go youth squad. So we're not really using him in our youth squad. I think the question is his wages. What's his wage going to be next season? 60k. I don't think we'll want to pay that. He's getting a +6 speed boost in 6 days. He may be worth a bit more, but I think we're talking about a bit here, and it's just not really worth paying his wages at this point. I don't think. Next season we will get 6 graduates coming in. And we're only going to get 4 coming out, so we can definitely sell. I mean, pretty much all of these. We can sell maybe at least 5 or something, 5 or 6. We can sell quite a lot of players here. We may pick up some more. I think we're definitely just gonna sell him. I think the question is the right backs, even then the left and the right back. If we keep with them, they're still gonna both be under 21. So I think, yeah, let's just sell him. And then the other one is a Krieg, and I don't know, I kind of just feel like, yeah, he's not good enough. If we in the youth squad, I think we could just be using Sanyarini instead, largely when we're using him as an emergency backup type of thing. Yeah, it's a hard one, because having said that, like, he has, yeah, this is the thing, he's actually he's actually playing a bit. We may not be able to get rid of him just yet. We might need the replacement first. I mean, we did add the MC here, so technically speaking, I don't know, we probably could just sell him, to be honest, because now that we've added that MC position, and we may just look to pick up an MC. Alright, let's just sell him. I think if we just check, yeah, we ran out of squad spots as well. So yeah, so I think we just want to do that anyway to make sure we can bring in a couple players if needed. Right, so next things is the trialists. Right, he's got the speed up, it's 34, it's okay. I think it keeps him around. Crossing doesn't really matter, but it's 56. The dribbling matters quite a bit for this guy, it's 46. I suppose it's good enough. Endurance comes out at 30. Guess that's good enough. Finishing 60. And the aerial ability came out pretty low at 19. I think this guy we could move out. And then if we got more than one group, we'll have a look what there is to bring in. I think this guy, just the passing too far off. Don't use DML. Too low generally. Don't use AMR. Striker, I think just finishing 40, we just won't bother. I don't use DML. Passing 11, don't bother. I think just tackling 8 makes it unlikely. We don't need to use him. Yeah, I think we just pass, because a lot of this attacking, like the control, the dribbling, the composure is all pretty low, and he can't really be defensive, he can only be attacking. Strength low, just a lot of stuff work rate low. He could potentially be something, but we mostly want MCs that can attack and defend, so I think we just pass on him. 21 passing, right, only 6 speed, so we'll pass on him. Don't use AML. I think we'd rather just keep the DMC that we've got than him. Only 17 passing. 6 vision. Only 15 endurance. But a maybe. Of all of the players, I think he's the one that we will be the most okay with. Yeah, just a lot of low stuff. And only 18 determination. Not very good aerial ability. Don't know what the tackling is, but I think we would rather just this DC. Probably to speculate on him. So I think in the end we'd probably just keeping them. The question is just, do we want to swap out that DMC for this MC? I think that's the question. And I mean, I don't know. The agility comes up, then the strength, then the finishing, then the dribbling. It's kind of like the determination and the tackling that you'd be waiting for. They're a ways off, whereas this guy, I think the determination is next. I guess that's a factor. Probably just stick with this guy. Not overly happy with him, but there's nothing here that's sort of catching my eye much, to be honest. So let's move on to the scouter players. Too old, but pretty well rounded and he's decent, but we don't use this right back. He's kind of decent as well, but don't use right back. Don't use DML. It's not quite good enough. Don't use DMR. Right, so this guy is interesting. So he would be pretty good for the up and back wide midfielder role. But that low tackling, I think ultimately he's kind of being directly compared to this guy who's the same age actually. So he'd be just a straight up sort of replacement for this guy. So I mean, he's definitely... He's much quicker at getting up and back, both in terms of the speed and the work rate. So he'll have much more up and back presence. And he's got better endurance. I think he's got good enough natural fitness and endurance to cope with it. I think he's got good passing. I think he is just better. Very similar, but just much faster and super high work rate. And he's got better aerial ability. Does he have better vision as well? Yeah, and much better vision and better passing. The crossing is worse. I think that's probably the only real thing of any note, and I think this guy's tackling is a little bit worse. Let's check his training options. So he would get +1 tackling, not that big a deal. What is it? An extra work rate, 3 composure, a long shot to passing and a tackling, and lose 1 natural fitness, versus gain 4 natural fitness, which isn't insignificant because of that speed and work rate. He could easily last the whole match out. Not sure, to be honest. He's definitely an upgrade, but the problem is that the guy we have is just deficient in the role because he doesn't have good enough tackling, and this guy's got even worse. So whilst he's technically an upgrade, what we really need is an upgrade in tackling, and that's the one thing he doesn't upgrade. So we might just pass. He is 55, 69, so he has quite a bit of scope for attribute growth. So yeah, I mean, he's quite a bit better. Like, it's 55, so 6 attribute points on average higher. And then a ceiling that's 7 higher. So it's like he's actually way better in present and even has more scope to be better. But yeah, like I said, I'm not sure. It just makes sense on the basis that he doesn't really fill the role. Let's just keep looking and we can mull that over after maybe a bit. Okay, so this MC, let's pass. It's a bit old for us. It's kind of a weird one. Like, it's kind of ideally we have more passing, but he's decently well rounded. You know, decent tackling, decent speed, decent aerial ability, decent control. He's decent. He's definitely an upgrade on a Krieg who we just sold. This guy's kind of probably really good, but we don't want a 31-year-old. This guy could be quite good as well, but again, just don't want a 31-year-old. I want a 30-year-old. Just passing really low. We don't want those wide midfielders with the super low passing. It's one of the reasons why this guy is quite appealing, by the way, because whilst he is deficient in the tackling, he does play into the possession retention idea for our team. Yeah, I'll be alright with getting this guy, to be honest. I'm just not sure he's what we need. That's the problem. Too old. I mean, they don't use AMLs, so this guy's pretty interesting. Just 21, 74 speed, 70 flair, 77 passing, 68 vision, 71 crossing. It's quite good at that final delivery, but we just don't need that player. And this guy, I think, is just a bit slow, which would be okay if the other stuff was really good, but just the passing is low as well. Don't use AMRs. And quite a lot of strikers here, but I think at this point would have to be quite tempted. This guy is a bit better at finishing. I think 75 finishing, 69 long shots, 55 composure, but not quite clinical. We want someone that's like properly clinical, even if they're a bit slower. Something more like this guy, but he's too old. I think the only player we could be seriously tempted in here is this guy. I do think there's a big question about I mean, right now he would just be starting if we had him. Which is something to consider. And probably that just means we can let this guy go at some point. It would add $500,000 to our wages. I mean, we should hopefully get promoted. They'd be $15 million next season. Let's check the player auctions just in case, because I think we got some cash. What have we got? Yeah, kind of enough to buy someone. The right person, hopefully. I'm just quickly scanning. I'm basically just checking the finishing at this point. I think we just know for sure, based on what we've seen with Ishikawa, that just that extra bit of finishing makes a huge difference. So now we pretty much just really only want someone who's quite clinical, really. 2 low passing. Seen that guy a few times. The passing, that super low passing, is quite annoying because he might just be what we want. I think with that 85 finishing, 83 speed, 67 long shots. It's just annoying that the passing is that low. He's got good flair, decent strength. Get the extra long shots, vision, movement, aerial ability. It's a lot to be okay with here. But yeah, I think we're just going to pass because of the low passing. Here he was. Okay, so this guy is quite different. He's got really high speed and strength, 81 finishing, but he's got the lower long shots. The passing is not great. Let's compare him to Ishikawa. Kind of annoying because I just feel like this guy's good enough to tide us over, really, till we find the right player. And I'm sort of convinced we're just more likely to find the right player at this point. Is it this guy? At the beginning of the season. Not sure he's much even an upgrade at all over Ishikawa. Alright, so let's check the training options. I've got a whole bunch of them. So Raphael, he's the more attacking role always, but it's a pretty long shots finishing. I guess we're just going to inflate the marking up because we don't really want to lose the work rate. And marking don't help too much, but I don't think we want to lose that. We're not bothered about gaining the marking, we're more bothered about losing that. It's not great. This guy, right, so he's really fast. You either lose 1 or 2 speed. Long shots is the same. It's flare. So you're basically saying, would you rather have a speed and a flare, or a strength and a composure? And I think we'd rather have a speed and a flare. He's the poacher role player, so we would want poacher attributes. So the composure is the big one. I guess we're taking that, so it's an extra agility and an extra endurance and extra strength and 3 composure for this other stuff. Just 2 work rate, 2 positioning, and I think that's right. Boothway, here's the stopper, but it's clearly just this one. Harborg, deep line playmaker. None of these attributes are key really, so let's just take the least worst option. Probably this one. It's close. Doesn't really take long shots. Flare doesn't matter too much. The endurance matters, but it's the same. So the movement doesn't really matter too much. Matters a bit. So yeah, it's Ishikawa. Agility, work rate. Yeah, I like the aerial ability. So a close one as well. I'd say the key stuff from this really is probably the aerial ability and the dribbling. So in a way, you're sort of saying, would you rather 2 dribbling extra or 2 aerial ability extra? Probably 2 dribbling is more important based on what we've seen so far for him. And then the other stuff it's less worse on this side. So I think we're going to take this one because the dribbling is a bit better. Minu, central defender, we're not sure I think what role he would take yet, so we just want the better option. Not sure we're that bothered about yeah, it's great to take the contract extensions, but I think we'd rather just have the better option without it if there is a clear winner here. I think the dribbling doesn't matter too much, the crossing doesn't matter, so this stuff doesn't matter. Positioning matters, sure. Determination matters a bit, sure. These matter. The strength matters. So all of these have an extra point and 3 things that matter. But then this one's got 3 extra points in speed and a point in endurance. I think I'd rather take the 3 speed and 1 endurance instead of the 1 strength, 1 determination, and 1 positioning. Enough more to take that instead of the contract extension. I think he's the keeper we were happy to have around as the backup, although the wage is bumping up a lot next season, so that may not be true anymore. But in any case, we're just going to take the best option. Aerial ability, lose 1 speed and gain 2 parrying. Probably this one, just lose the speed but gain the extra parrying, shot positioning. Gain these 3 attribute points instead of that one, I think that's right. Supic, striker. I think it's just this one, the extra passing, the extra finishing, the extra vision, instead of the whatever it is, the extra determination. I think we just want what everyone's going to inflate his value the most. It's probably this one with the 6 determination. Probably. The aerial ability is nice, that +5 versus +1, but it's not as big of a deal when it's solo anyway. And then if you sort of don't focus too much on that, then outside of that, this option's clearly better, I think. So Shill, I think this is a keeper that's just only here because we can't sell him because we don't have another backup. So again, we're just going to take the option that gets his value up a bit more, hopefully. Right. I think it's this option because of the +5 speed, and it's not like that much less on the other stuff. You're sort of seeing, well, and he gets the extra marking actually, which I'd rather have instead of the positioning for this guy. And yeah, the extra tackling's nice, but I think effectively you're saying, would you rather 1 tackling or like 5 speed and a 2 vision? So I think it's 5 speed and 2 vision. This guy, it's not a good sign when he's only 22, and this is kind of the option. And this guy, I think we're waiting for a bid just to sell him. So it's like 3 handling or 1 one-on-ones, 1 determination and 1 composure is probably the 3 handling. So yeah, there we go. We're done with the training options. There was a lot more than normal. There's some close ones there, much more than normal. Alright, that's it for this one. We got some matches to play today. We're going to get them played. I don't think we're going to buy. If we're going to buy the guy, now's the time. I just don't think we're going to do it. I think... Was it this guy? I think it was this guy. I just don't think we're going to do it. I think at this point it's also a consideration now that, yes, this guy is just straight up better. However, you know, he does have 500,000 wages. This other guy has 250k wages. So, and ultimately in both cases they're just sort of a backup player. So I just don't think we'll buy him, and I think we'll focus just on committing our resources, both in terms of our transfer budget and our salary cap for next season, to, you know, less for role players and more for the key starting players that we need, because our team is pretty decent at the moment. We just got clear things to. I think we're good enough that we don't need to, at the moment, to just sort of do minor upgrades for for players. It'd be different if we were just replacing a player that we're completely unhappy with, but we're not unhappy with him. He plays okay for us. So, all right, that's that. Got some matches to play though. Cheers.